Happy Friday to all our viewers. Welcome to another virtual talks with the Look Beyond team. I'm Sir Alvin Balaba and I'm very happy to say again our favorite quote, thank God it's Friday. Of course, this Friday, again, I'm not alone and I have my teammates here in the Look Beyond team. Of course, we are led by our very effective and very passionate when it comes to technology integration, our team lead, Sir Adrian Cruz. Good evening, Sir Adrian. Ayan. Kamusta, sir? How's your week so far? Sir, nakamute ata kayo.
Ayan.
Ayan, sir.
Good evening po
Hi.
sa inyong lahat. Good evening. Good evening, Sir Alvin. Ayan. I'm really excited for tonight's webinar. Naririnig niyo ako ngayon, sir? Can you hear me clearly?
Ako lang ba, sir, ang hindi nakakarinig sa inyo?
Hindi niyo po ba ako naririnig ngayon? Hello?
Live po tayo, no, teachers?
Live po tayo.
Okay, meron namang sound si Sir Adrian. I guess it's on my end. Sige, sir.
Okay. Sir Alvin, I'm not sure kung naririnig niyo ako, but sige, I will introduce Miss June. Ayan. So our third speaker, part of the Look Beyond team, is our trainer / math and physics teacher, Miss June Mao.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Sir Adrian, Sir Alvin. Good evening to everyone watching and welcome to another episode of Look Beyond Virtual Talks. Episode 6, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Sir
Yes.
Adrian?
Oo, totoo. Sa totoo lang, no, ang bilis po dahil we're already in our 6th episode, no? So,
yes, ang bilis, sir.
For, ilang na ba? 12 weeks, no? Tama.
Yes,
12.
yes.
So, nakakatuwa dahil nakakadami na po tayo ng mga live episodes and I hope that everybody, I hope na useful ang mga tools and mga tips and tricks na sinishare natin with the teachers, no?
That's
so
right,
I hope
sir.
napapanood nila, sana nahagip nila yung ating mga palabas in our YouTube. And actually, in ngayong 6th episode natin, ng live episode, tayo'y live na live din sa ating
yes.
Facebook. So, we are now both live on YouTube and on Facebook. So, ayan. Virtual claps. Wala pa tayo ganun eh, bata.
Yahoo!
So, ayan. Nawala si Sir Alvin, no?
Nawala si Sir Alvin.
Oo, antayin ba natin? So, again, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Thank you for watching. We will check the comment section. Gusto namin magpasalamat ngayon pa lang for watching sa mga nanonood po ngayon. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for deciding to spend your Friday night with us. Ayan. So, kung nakikita po ninyo sa ating screen, our topic for tonight, tips and tricks on using Google Sites. So, we are going to share some of our best practices, tips, tricks on how to use Google Sites. So, kung hindi pa po kayo nakakagamit ng Google Sites, kung natatakot gumawa ng websites, or hindi pa nasusubukan, this is the opportunity for you to learn this in just hopefully an hour or maybe an hour and a half.
Yes.
So,
without any knowledge of coding, actually, no, Sir Adrian, kayang-kayang gumawa ng sariling website via Google Sites.
Yes. May mga misconceptions kasi tayo about having a website. Tama po.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm,
akala natin komplikado, akala
mhm,
natin kailangan natin talaga ng background sa coding and
mhm.
other technical know-hows. But with this app that we're going to feature and showcase tonight, ay ipapakita namin na kahit sino po ay pwedeng gumawa ng website. Para saan?
Exactly.
Mamaya po, antabayanan nyo po. I-feature natin yan as we deep dive pa sa ating conversation tonight.
Yes.
Ayan.
Excited na ako, sir.
Excited na din ako.
Oo,
um,
especially since tonight is a different, no? It's a different kind of
yes,
episode. Meron tayong surprise sa kanila.
tama. So abangan nyo po yan. So sana kapit po kayo hanggang dulo para malaman po ninyo ang surprise.
Yes.
Ayan. And with that, I'll bring back Sir Alvin. Sir Alvin, welcome
Hi,
po.
sir. Welcome back.
Hello po, kumusta? Narinig niyo na po ako, sir?
Yes,
Yes,
we
loud and
can
Okay.
hear
clear.
you
Ayan.
loud and clear.
Medyo nagka-technical problem na po, but I'm
Ayan.
glad to be back. Welcome, Miss June, to our session for this
Thank you, sir.
virtual talks. Uh, I know we still have one more person together with us, no, Sir Adrian. Let me introduce.
Ay,
Later
mamaya
na
muna.
daw.
Ay,
Later,
sorry,
later
sir.
pa.
Nag-site lang ako.
Oo, mamaya.
We have a new addition in our team, which we will
Yes.
entertain and we will welcome later.
Mm-mm.
Kamusta, sir?
But okay naman, okay naman. Right now, looking forward for tonight's session and also for the weekend.
Mhm.
Pero sabi ko nga kanina, sabi natin sa ating Facebook page, let's finish this week strong, no?
Mhm.
So, before we end the night, let's talk about Google Sites, no?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
siguro simulan ko
Yes.
na.
Yes,
Sige,
sir.
Okay.
sir,
So
go.
I will do a quick introduction about this application. So again, this tool is actually um, an application by Google. So I will be sharing my screen with you. Now, if you can see sa ating screen, no, I hope you can see, um, ang ating paggawa ng Google Sites or website is just easy. No need to install softwares or programs to create a website. No? So all we need to have is our Chrome browser.
Mhm.
So browser-based po tayo dito and I hope everybody has an internet connection dahil kakailanganin po natin ito. Now, what we have to do is to look for the application site. Kung nakita nyo sa ating banner kanina, the logo of Google Sites is color dark blue, almost close to violet. No, usually the applications are um, in the waffle icon. So you can find it in the waffle icon, but I'm not sure if the application of site is in here. So ito po, no, if you can see, this is the waffle icon. You will see here all the different applications of Google available. Now, since I cannot see the Google Sites here, paano yun? How do we go to sites if we can see it here in the waffle icon? So the second way to access any Google application is by typing in um, our search box, sorry, or search bar or URL bar. So dito, what we have to do is to type in the name of the app of Google. So ang gusto natin is sites, right? So we just type in
Yes.
sites.google.com. So standard po yung .google sa dulo. So if you want to access the other Google apps, so drive.google.com, slides.google.com. So yun yung pinakamabilis na way. So let's go to sites. So sites.google.com. So, antayin lang natin, no? So, we will be redirected sa homepage ng Google Sites. Now, if you can see here, on top, you will see different templates to choose from. Una-una, meron dito tayong blank if you want to start from scratch. You have different templates na makikita if you don't want to start from scratch. So, for example, if you want to create a class website, maybe for your team, maybe an event, portfolio, and there's also a template gallery that you still can go over with. So, ayan. Actually, this is a new feature. Before, wala po tayong mga templates. So, all we have is a theme that's inside a blank document. So, this is a recent feature. And then below is you can see all the other websites that you have created in the past. So again, kung marami kayong websites, marami kayong organization, you can make one. Walang limit. So you can really create for your subject, for your students, for different let's say portfolios, and maybe even a website for, let's say, for your department in your school. So, how to start? Subukan natin to click the blank document. Ayan. So, ito madaling-madali lang po. You just have to drag and drop. Yung feature po na ito, it's as easy as creating your presentation, your Google Slides, or maybe even your Google document. Ganon siya kadali. Now, habang naglo-load, magkasalita pa ako, ano? Now, the Google Sites, before, when it started, hindi siya drag and drop. Medyo yung typical na maglalagay ka talaga ng mga onting mga codes. Hindi siya ganun ka-friendly before. But then again, Google listened to all the requests and concerns of the teachers. Definitely, Google would really want to serve and offer more services for the education, ayan, or for the teachers and students. So right now, we're already at the start page ng ating website. Just a quick tour sa ating pag-create ng Google site. If you're familiar already with the other Google documents like Docs, Sheets, Slides, Forms, you will see on your top left, Untitled Site. So similar with the rest of the Google apps, you just have to rename this if you want to para pangalanan ang website na naiisip gawin. For example, I want to create a website called, let's say, Earth and Life Science. So, there. Now, if you can see, I'll try to zoom it in. Kung makikita nyo, nung pinalitan ko po ito or nilagyan ko ng pangalan na Earth and Life Science, sumunod din po ito. This one here. Now, punta naman tayo sa kabilang bahagi po ng ating screen. You have here the different tools. You have undo, you have redo, you have preview. This is very important. Yung preview po, habang nag-edit po tayo ng ating website, you have to check from time to time this preview para makita ninyo ano na bang itsura ng aking website. And then, what's good about this or what's really nice about this preview button is that it will give you 3 options for viewing. So, you have the large screen, meaning for your laptop or your desktop view. Ano bang itsura ng website ko kapag tiningnan ko or tiningnan ng iba mula sa ating laptop? The other one is tablet mode. So, ganyan palang itsura ng tablet mode. And then the other one would be yung ating phone or cellphone mode. So this is important dahil karamihan po ng ating users or viewers ay ang gamit ay cellphones, no? Accessible na kasi lahat in our smartphones. Now, once you're done checking it, you just click X. Ayan. To go back to the editing mode. Now, sa right portion ng ating screen, makikita po tayo ng iba't ibang mga tools, no? I'll just have to finish this. Same with the other Google documents or Google applications, you can share. Meaning, you can collaborate with your colleagues, with your students, if you have to co-edit. So, ayan po. Just add them via email address or via link. Ayan. Now, ano po ang pwede natin gawin with our site? Now, here, sa ating right portion ulit, I'll try to zoom it back again. We have text box. We can insert text box definitely if we want to put paragraphs, words, if you want to compose, if you want to use this as a journal. You can just insert text box and you can drag it anywhere you want. Ang principle po ng Google Sites is that this is a mix and match type of tool, meaning it depends on your preference, meaning it depends on your styling, no? So you can move it anywhere you want. So for example, I would like to put here, welcome to our subject website. Feel free to check it out. Ano po ba ang mahirap sa pag-create ng Google Sites? Sa totoo lang, yung Google Sites itself, madali. Ang mahirap po ay kung wala po kayong maisip na content, no? Or yun yung learning the tool, it's easy. But what to put and how to organize it would be, I think, the challenging part. Siguro hindi ko sasabihin na mahirap, kundi challenging. It's really challenging kapag hindi mo alam specifically kung anong gusto mong ilagay. So, kung ganun po ang current state natin ngayon, hindi natin alam kung anong gusto nating ilagay, let's try to observe different websites, no? Ano ba yung usual na nakikita natin sa mga websites? So, common or ang nag-exist po sa mga websites would be definitely articles, paragraphs, what else? Images. So, kailangan nyo ng collection ng images. Whether class images ba yan, subject-related, no? If you're teaching science, you have to collect images of, let's say, kung this is Earth and Life Science, I will have to compile photos about maybe plants, no? Or depende po sa kung ano mismo yung topic ninyo. What else? Videos. So, yun po yung mga bagay na kailangan nyo ilagay. It's challenging to start without materials, no? So, yun po. What else can you put here? So, nabanggit ko kanina, you can put images. So you can just upload from your laptop. You can get your files from your Google Drive. Ayan. So iba-iba po. So you can just easily get files from here. Kukuha lang po ako ng sample. Ayan, this one. You can also embed. Ayan, so you can embed different pages from other resources. You can get from Drive. Kung medyo nahihirapan mag-isip ng format or itsura, you can also depend on the different layouts available here. Ayan. Then what else can you put? So you have collapsible text, you have table of contents, You have image carousel. So ito yung mga photos na naka-compile na pwede nyong i-next. You have buttons, divider, placeholder, definitely YouTube video. So if you have videos that you want to put, so ayan, calendar also. So if you want to display your school calendar for the deadline for your students, you can also do that. Map your documents, so your Google Docs, slides, sheets, forms, charts. So ayan po. Now going back to this portion, for each part, ayan po, no? So, makikita po ninyo na ang bawat parte po dito ay nadadrag anywhere you want to. So, you can really position this. Or for example, this image, if you want to put it here, sa bandang itaas, then you can also do that. Again, depende po ito sa style ninyo as teachers. Definitely, mas may edge yung mga teachers na yung medyo mas artsy-fartsy, no? Ano bang tamang term doon? Mas creative. Yung medyo mas yung mas malaro on visuals, may enjoy nyo talaga to. What else? So for each section here, kung makikita po ninyo, may nag-a-appear na selection background. So you can also choose colors. Ayan. So pwede nyo palitan kung gusto nyo ba medyo blue, ayan. Kung gusto nyo kumuha ng image from your device, pwede rin po yun if you have your own preference. Ang question, by the way, if you have questions, if you have comments, just type it down in the section below and we will entertain your questions every after the segment. So, ayan. So, we're trying to look for a background. So, pakita lang natin na pwede kahit anong picture or image. So, if I want to, let's say, use this one. Open. Ayan. So, you could really customize your site. Now, sa mga nagtatanong, meron po bang theme to choose from? Meron din po. Kanina nabanggit ko yun. Inside a blank document, you can choose a theme. Balik tayo sa ating tools sa right corner. So, again, kapag naliligaw po tayo, hanapin lang natin yung toolbars or yung tools natin sa right portion ng ating screen and we will not be lost. So, meron po tayo dito, insert. So, again, itong insert na to is to insert all the different elements you want. You also have pages. So, in a common website, you usually see a home page, right? You have different pages to choose from. For example, gallery, about. So, ito po yun. Kung gusto na magdagdag ng page, you just click the plus button sa baba. Ito po yun. Click this one. And then, feel free to put a name. But for this demo purposes, let's just put here page 1. Or sabihin natin page 2. Kasi this is assumed already the page 1 or your homepage. So you can create as many pages as you want. Ayan, so gawa tayo ng ilan pa. Page 1, page 2, page 3. Then it's up to you if you want to change this later. Ayan, so we've created already home, page 2, page 3, page 4. Now, kung medyo nauusi po kayo at ayaw nyo tong page 4 appearing here, you can also delete this. If not, you can just rename. So, ayan po. What else? Yung theme. So, ito po yung theme. So, kung ayaw nyo nung standard color na nakikita ninyo, you can choose from the different themes here available. It's quite limited, but pwede na. Kumbaga, meron kayong mapagpipilian. You can choose from these themes and the other colors and font style. So, ayan. And then from there, you can just mix and match. Kung ayaw pa din, then you can use the change background for each portions tulad ng pinakita ko kanina. So, yun po ang basics actually ng ating Google Google Sites. I'm not sure kung sumasobra na ako, baka wala nang masabi yung yung ating speaker Sir Alvin tsaka Sir Alvin, pero this is your website. So just in case baka kulang pa, let's try to add more. For example, I want to insert a YouTube video. So just click YouTube, and then from here, pwede nyo i-paste yung link ng YouTube ninyo kung meron na kayong na-save or na-review ahead of time, or if not, you can just search. So, YouTube is already integrated here. So, kung wala pa, you can just search for any videos. So, let's try to go to Look Beyond the Classroom. By the way, if you search for our YouTube channel, Look Beyond the Classroom, you can find a lot of webinars that you may want to view for yourself, for your students to share, and your colleagues. So, ayan po. So, let's just try to insert one video. So, just click that and select. And then again, teachers, just make sure that when you put videos on your materials, ay na-review po natin ito ng mabuti. So, ayan. So, again, you can drag it anywhere you want. Ayan. Pag medyo nagkamali, Control-Z, nagagamit po yung Control-C, Control-V. Ayan. Now, for each part then, you can change the color here. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina. Ayan. So, it really all depends sa taste ng teacher. This is really fun. To be honest, nag-enjoy din ako as a teacher when I know I need to prepare something for my students. So, I started creating websites for my students way back 2015 or 2016. And then later on, when nung nagturo ako ulit, noong 2017, kasi medyo nahinto ng onti yung aking pagiging teacher or full-time faculty member. From faculty member na medyo napunta po ako sa side ng pagte-training ng mga teachers for professional development. So when I taught again, I handled grade 11 students and I was teaching Earth and Life Science. So nung time na yun, wala pa talagang libro, wala pang mga solid materials na pwedeng pagkuhanan. So what I did is that I collated different materials and put it in a website. So yung mga content ko, yung mga videos na na-research ko, na nakita kong very useful for my students, pinagsama-sama ko, ginawa ko, at yun yung pinamigay ko sa mga students ko for them to review every after-hour lecture. So ayan po, kung makikita ninyo, you can place any of your elements anywhere you want. Now, going back to the preview button, ito po yung preview natin. When we click this, makikita natin ano bang itsura ng ginawa nating website kapag smartphone or via smartphone, ganyan po. If you want to view it via tablet, ganyan. And if you want to view it via laptop or your desktop, ito po yan. So, meron pong pagkakaiba sa tatlong views. So, you have to check from time to time kung okay na po ba sa inyo yung ayos kapag from desktop naging tablet and kapag naging cellphone. Ayan. Dahil nga, nababago yung itsura. So, pwede nyo siyang i-adjust ng bahagya kapag nakita nyo pong may mga onting adjustments. So, yun lang po muna ang ating basics ng ating Google Sites. Baka po may mga katanungan po kayo sa ating mga viewers or live viewers po natin. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Kindly type in your questions in the chat section. Nasa unang parte pa lang po tayo ng programa at marami pa po tayong matututunan because this is just basics, no? our next speaker will go deeper sa ating tool na Google Sites. So right now, I think Miss June will be discussing more of how she creates her website for her students because she's teaching a lot of hardcore subjects such as physics, ano pa ba miss? Algebra ba? Geometry?
General maths, basically
General.
for senior high school and the upper grades, grades 9 and 10. Yun.
Ayan. So, sa totoo lang, kompletos recados tayo tonight because we can um, share different practices for most of the subjects or common
Yes.
subjects from K to 12. I think even for college level. So,
Mm-mm.
ayan po. I'll stop sharing my screen for
Sige,
now.
sir. And I'll be sharing my screen. And mga sir, I'll just be talking about how I've been using Google Sites in my classes, specifically for the recently concluded school year for
Here.
us private school teachers. Sorry, Sir Alvin.
Yes,
So,
yes, okay.
yes, I'll be oo, malapit. Matatapos na rin kayo. So, I'll just be showing you some of the actual Google sites that I've used along with my students. So, I started with just really simple. Um, what's good about Google Apps is that when you do something, everything is when you create a document or anything under the Google umbrella, everything is saved in your drive. So as I was preparing for this webinar, I actually parang I walked down nostalgically kasi I saw the first time that I actually used Google Sites, and that was way back 2016 pa, 2016 to 2017. So there. So let me show. I don't know if you can see. I hope you can see my screen
There.
already. There. So you can see I actually just name my sites very simply. And this is the first one actually. School year 2016-2017. So of course, I learned the how to use this tool from Sir Adrian when Sir Adrian went to our school
Sa akin
to
ba,
teach
Miss
us.
June?
Yes, say you, sir. So thank you very much. You're actually our mentor. So
OG.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Oh, 'di ba? OG. So yeah, so nakita nyo, yeah, this is how it started. I can't just show you kasi you'll be seeing the faces of my students. And then the next year after that, well, actually, I started making Google Sites website because I wanted to try it out. Just like Sir Adrian, nag-enjoy kasi kung mga likot ng mga ganito eh. Whenever I hear of a new app and um, my curiosity is piqued and also parang nabubuhay ang aking creative juices. So I really just wanted to try it out. So I tried it out, and well, actually, it was required. It was required then by our principal to submit a portfolio at the end of every school year. So, ready na ako kagad. So, hindi na ako nagmadali because I actually started with one already. So, the next year, I just kept doing that. So, every year, I kept doing it even if it was not required because I wanted to document my journey as a teacher, and this is one of the ways that I was able to do that. So I started with just making Google sites for myself as a teacher, no, just to look back, school year 2016, 2017, 17, 18, 18, 2019, and then 2020, somewhere in there. I know it's there. I think this is this one when the mathematics and science departments merged together. So I had this. And let me just show this one to you. So this is like a group Google sites website for all of us teachers. Um, there. So I just put in here, well, that you will see the teacher. So I just skip that part. I'll go to the next page. And this is actually where I just put everything. So the program description, the rationale, the desired learning outcomes, the vertical articulation, all of the pertinent documents for the department, so that when um when I look for it, or when my principal or assistant principal asks for the files, I have them in my site, so I don't have to panic. And then here I have here, as you can see, this is collapsible text. No, this is something that you can insert. This is a fairly new feature. When I started with Google Sites, wala pa to, yung collapsible text. So what's a collapsible text? When you click on the drop down arrow, it actually gives you more of the text, no, more information. Okay, and then what else? This is a program of activities. And then I also have clickable links. So you can also insert buttons in here that will lead you to other places or other sites. And then I also have one for the science department, the same thing. And then I also was able to actually capture activities for the school year. Also, when Sir Adrian gave the teachers GCE Level 1 training. Do you remember, Sir Adrian? And then there, and also all of the events that the department has participated in, including MTAP, and also all the results from there. So I was able to document. So I'm really proud. I'm really proud of this website for that particular school year. Sorry po, minamadali ko. And then also when we celebrated Steam Day there. So all the preps, all the documents nandito. So this is actually a really complete website, and I hope I can replicate this again in the future. Okay, so here are certificates. This is actually what Sir Adrian mentioned, the image carousel. So you can just scroll through the pictures in here, the images there. Okay, and then also I have here some student outputs. I was a grade 10 math teacher then, that school year. So there are research papers I stored in here. So it's very easy for me to go back to their paper. So again, as I mentioned, I'm very proud of this because I find this to be a really complete website, no, for the science and math department. Another example that I can show you would be, let me just go back. Uh, okay. So let me just exit this. And then okay, what else? I'd just like to show you the most recent one. This is for my physical science class. So now I have evolved. Instead of just including my co-teachers in my website, I've now included my students as my collaborators in my site. Okay. So here I have the homepage, and of course something about me. I already know them and they know me, so I don't have to put a lot of things about myself in here. And then of course I just well, before I gave them this website to collaborate on or to work on, I built the homepage, and then from there I gave documents pertinent to the subject. Okay. And of course, I gave them how I will be grading them, the grading system. And of course, I also pasted in there our classroom rules. And then general instructions for this class site. So this is where I put what they will be attaching in here. So just a page title, a short bio, daily lesson blog, all outputs, whether individual or group, etc. So this is like their guide for how they will build their pages in their website. And also, I included a link to their Google Classroom, so they can just click in here and they will be brought to their classroom. And then I also put in here as a page the lesson materials. Okay, and this would be all of the slides files that I have used for the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Let me just very quickly go there. And then I also attached all of my Google Meet recordings. Sorry, malito na, Sir Adrian. Dapat small letter M. And then, yeah, these are all of the Google Meet recordings for my classes. just so it's even though these are all in Google Classroom, it would be easier for my students to just go to our class website and look at all of the materials that we have. And then here, this is the part where I included them. I included a page of student outputs, and then I gave each of my students a page of their own to build. And then let me just show you one. So this one there, let me quickly scroll through the picture. And then here, this is the image carousel. So my student created this. So naglagay siya. So these are all her outputs for the quarter. And then all of the written work, quizzes, and final exam. I won't show you that anymore. And then there, naglagay siya ng link to see my outputs more clearly. Click me. And as you can see, ang ganda. Ang ganda nung gawa ng bata. And I feel like it's very creative. And I'm very sure when you also ask your students to do this, to do a website for you or with you, they will also turn in really good, creative, artistic pages. So there. So this is just some of the. This is just actually one of the samples uh, from my students. Okay, there. All right. And then what else? So for my other, just show you very quickly. Oops, I need access. Okay, so let me just change. Okay, and let me just go to the view.
Miss June,
Yes, sir.
habang kayo'y nagta-transition from the different pages, I'd like to
Yes, sir.
ask, ano po yung mga siguro yung challenging na part sa inyong website? Kasi nakita ko dito, kanina kasi pinakita ko how to do it, no? Yung pinakasimula. Halos
Yes.
wala pa talagang makita yung mga participants or mga nanonood ng
Mm-hmm.
kabuuan, no? So, ano
Mm-hmm.
yung challenge dito sa ginawa ninyong website? Kasi very detailed eh.
Mm-mm.
Images,
Very
text.
comprehensive
Yes.
yung examples ni Miss June, sir. No?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Actually, yes. When I was first starting out using Google Sites after our training, Sir Adrian, ano rin eh, medyo nahirapan ako because I didn't have all of my materials ready. And I didn't have, I have an idea of what I wanted to see, pero yung materials na ilalagay ko, they were in different places. Or I stored them in different gadgets, in different flash drives, no, kasi ganun pa no, nung oras na nung time na yon eh. I really wasn't used to using Google Drive back then. But then I discovered that if I just store everything in Google Drive, it gets easier and a lot faster when I'm building my website. So what I did for the latest what's this department website that I showed you, yung very comprehensive at complete, nilagay ko lahat sa Google Drive ko. Actually, I created all of my documents using Google Docs, Google Slides, and then all of if there are videos, syempre they are also in Google Drive. That made everything actually much easier. So aside from planning how what you want to be in your website, your materials should also be just in one place, so then you can just very easily get them and attach them sa website mo. So Google Drive has been parang talaga God sent kasi nandun na lahat. Very easily I can build. And actually also another trick is if you're handling multiple sections, um, and then you want to have a separate website for each of your sections, you can also duplicate the website. So build one website, and then just duplicate it for your other section. Para hindi ka gagawa ka for one section, tapos gagawa ko ulit for the other section. There's no need for that with Google Slides. You can just duplicate. No, so if this was a Google Docs document or file, parang equivalent siya sa make a copy. Okay? So yun, that's basta I also some of my students also told me na masarap daw gumawa, and I think ginanahan sila eh. As you can see from this example, sobrang ganda nung mga gawa nila. And yeah, they actually went beyond my expectations
Nakikita
when
talaga
it
yung
came to.
creativity nila, no?
Yes, sobra. Sabi ko nga, "Oy, talagang mas creative pa kayo kaysa sa akin eh." Kasi as you can see from these examples. And
Very colorful.
very colorful pero hindi hindi pangit tignan. Ano sir, maganda,
Mm-hmm.
maganda yung pagkakabit. So I'm very really very happy with the outputs. And tamang-tama to ngayong pandemic in the new normal because this actually replaced the written quarterly assessment. So this was actually their quarterly assessment at the end of the third quarter. And then syempre, I wanted to continue that for the fourth quarter. So I just gave this to them as a regular performance task para may continuity lang. And yun, so naka-build sila. And I think this is really good because this is something that they can also go back to pag nasa college na sila and let's say they still have a physics subject, then they can just go back to this. And all of my lesson materials are also in here. And syempre, I won't be removing these for them. They can just use these as they want. Um, as you can see, this is still a work in progress. I still have to put all of my Jamboards that I have put in here. So work in progress. So yun lang. But that's basically what I wanted to show. There are many things. There are many things that you can actually do with Google Sites. You can use this very easily sa klase. You can integrate this with the tasks that you give to your students. So yun. Thank you. That's all for me.
Wow.
Actually,
Grabe
ang
na, Sir
ganda.
Adrian.
It's, yung,
Pang expert na yung mga gawa ni Miss Jude.
ano nga eh,
Ang ganda.
it's visually engaging for the
Yes.
students. You also get to um, influence your students to put everything in a website or kumbaga to teach them how to showcase their
Yes.
work, our work, no? So Google Sites sa mga hindi pa po gumagamit ng Google Sites or hindi pa sinusubukan, this is actually a culmination of all the other Google workspace tools because you have to have at least the basic knowledge on the other tools para mabuo mo yung site mo. Bakit? Kasi meron kang tools sa right portion wherein you can um, bring in your files. You can bring slides for your lectures. You can bring in your documents for some of their reading materials.
Mhm.
What else? Yung calendar, yung laman
Yes.
ng drive mo. And
Mhm.
again, it's not just all about Google. So you can bring in other files, PDF document, Microsoft files. So you can really use full circle siya kapag
Yes.
ginamit mo yung Google Sites. I'll
Mhm.
try to reserve some of my thoughts later. For
Sige,
now,
sir.
let's proceed sa ating third 3 out of 4 session. Pero tatlo lang kami, no? Mamaya po.
Ang tagal ko ba? Pasensya na.
So,
Makikita
um,
natin dun, Miss, na kung gaano kayo creative, ganun nyo rin na-influence yung mga students ninyo on how to be creative with their task. Na-pressure sila
Thank you,
sa gawa
sir.
nyo, Miss. Kaya dapat gandahan din talaga nila.
Mas maganda yung mga gawa nila talaga actually.
actually, mas-surprise talaga kayo sa mga nanonood, no? Kapag tinuro niyo yung basic sa mga students, sa totoo lang, all you need to do is to just, hey, this is our tool. This is Google Sites. Onting intro lang and onting turo how to set it up.
Tama.
And eventually, when you let them be to explore and, discover the application, ang galing.
Tama.
Magulat kayo sa pwede nilang ibigay sa iyo na produkto.
Exactly. Tsaka
Di ba
yun,
po?
gusto ko lang din idagdag, Sir Adrian, na parang okay lang na mag-take time off tayo sa mga usual lessons natin to teach them how to use an app, no? No, parang you dedicate your session to teach them how to use something new. Kasi then eventually they will turn out na something that's really beyond your expectation. So naturuan mo sila ng subject mo pero nadagdagan mo pa, you went beyond it. So,
True.
yun ang
Nadagdag na skill,
maganda.
miss, no?
Exactly. Mm-mm.
So, ayun nga po, napakaganda ng Google Sites. Marami pa po tayong ilalabas pa ng mga features or ng kwento and even sample output from both our teachers and some of our students. But before that, before natin ilabas ang kay Sir Alvin, let's just try to check first yung mga nagko-comment sa atin ngayon. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Ma'am Maricar Rakiza,
Evening
good
po.
evening.
Good
Ma'am
evening, ma'am.
Natasha Cadiz, thank you very much. Medyo, mas madami po ngayon ang ating participants habang lumalalim ang gabi. Thank you po, Ma'am Moni Jean Espeleta. Good evening po.
Good
Ayan.
evening.
Ma'am Moni, good evening. Ma'am Kay Marquez, good evening po sa inyo.
Hi, Kay.
Hello po. At ayan, to continue our third part of our Google Sites discussion, I'll turn it over to Sir Alvin, who's currently teaching Araling Panlipunan
Yes, sir.
ano ba, sa Araling Panlipunan or History
Yes, sir.
sa
Economics,
Eng-
sir.
Economics,
English. Ang daming
English.
tinuturo ni Sir
May
Alvin
English
eh.
din. May Filipino pa, miss.
Wow.
So, and he's currently teaching um, in a public school. So ayan, so sa mga public school teachers din na nanonood, maraming issue Sir Alvin na practices para po sa inyo. Ayan.
Thank you very much, Sir Adrian, and thank you very much and congrats din sa mga gawa ninyo, Ms. Lu. Now,
Thank you, sir.
in our case, in the public school, napaka-useful din naman po talaga nitong Google Sites sa amin. And one thing I just want to say before I show you my examples, yung kagandahan talaga ni Google Sites is you don't need to have the knowledge for coding. Marami kasing kinakabahan before na kailangan natin gumawa ng website. So yung iba lang, hindi naman ako marunong mag-coding. Di ba mga IT experts lang ang gumagawa niyan. Ngayon, kapag naririnig ng mga teachers na, you have to make a website. So hindi na kami masyadong kinakabahan because there is a product, there is a tool, there is a platform na para ka lang gumagawa ng parang gumagawa ka lang ng social media account mo on how you would like it to be viewed. Parang nagiging gano'n na lang siya kasimple because of the Google Sites or the 3 sites. Now, ito po maipapakita ko sa inyo example ay, let me share my screen lang po are simple examples na pwede nyo rin pong gawin sa inyong mga klase or sa inyo pong school organization. So let me begin with this, for example. Ito po.
Napakaganda naman talaga.
Student output
Wow.
ng bata. So dito niya po nilagay yung mga iba't iba niyang examples ng mga outputs po niya, travel essay. Yan. So bata pong may gawa nito. So makikita niyo katulad din ng mga naipakita ni Miss Yun kanina. Nakakatawa makita na at least meron silang knowledge on basic layouting.
Yes.
And yung siguro yung babanggitin ko lang din, no, Miss, napakahalaga na gumagawa rin po tayo ng outline. Ito yung sinabi ni Sir Adrian kanina na dapat alam natin kung ano yung ilalagay natin before we start sa ating G-site. So ako, what I usually do is I begin with an outline. Kasi mamaya ipakikita nyo po, yung sa pinakita pala ni Sir Adrian kanina, yung pages. Kumbaga yun na yung pagiging skeleton ng gagawin ninyong G-sites. And then the next would be adding the components katulad ng mga pinakita ni Ms. June kanina. For your students, one way you can help them is pwedeng kayo na yung mag-craft ng outline na gagamitin nila so that it would be easier now for the students to mag-input na lang sila ng mga outputs na ipinasa po nila sa inyo. Also here, another example, ito naman po yung ginagamit namin as a school community. So ito po yung aming school website. Napakahalaga po ngayon ng information for distance learning kasi yun nga po, it's not the way na nakasanayan natin na madali tayong nakakapag-rely or relay ng information sa mga bata at sa mga parents. But also one thing na nagagawa ng Google Sites is nagiging tool din siya to share correct information to all our stakeholders. Ang maganda kay Google Sites, nagiging comprehensive Kasi hindi marami kang pwedeng ilagay na information na magagamit ni student, the parents, and the other members ng ating school community para mas maging successful itong distance learning na ginagawa nga po natin. So for example, dito po sa aming site, sa aming paaralan, naglagay na po kami dito ng video ng magiging simulation example ng aming distance learning strategy. So mapapanood na po nila yan. And then we also add additional activities na naging bahagi po yung aming paaralan. So ito naman po yung
Alvin, sa'yo na ito, sa'yo na to mismo.
Ito po ay sample ng aming school community, sir. This is made by our school head.
I see. Wow.
Sir. So dito po yes sir, dito po namin nilagay yung mga proseso ng pag-aaral sa bahay. Naggumamit po kami ng infographic. And then proseso na pamamahagi ng learning plan. And then, meron din po dito parang transparency portal na pwedeng mag-send ng questions si parents or si viewers. Then, yan po, ito yung sinasabi ni Sir Adrian kanina na integrated yung aming school calendar. So, makikita na ni parent or ng viewer, ng estudyante, kung ano yung mga upcoming activities, upcoming deadlines na they need to be aware of. So, also, ito po yung pinakamaganda, kaya ginagamit din namin itong G-Sites is the availability of the self-learning modules. Alam nyo naman po na sa public school, ang nangyayari, yung modality na lagay ng mga bata is modular. So they have two choices. Pwede nilang gawing electronic or pwedeng printed. So for students who would like to have access on the electric modules, nilagay na po namin siya sa aming G-Site. So integrated po yung Google Drive dito. So pipili na lang siya ng subject na gusto niyang puntahan. And then all the modules will be available here for viewing, downloading, and for printing na din po. So, halimbawa, 87. Ayan. So, pupunta na lang siya dito to get the file and then to print. So, yung mga pumili din po, halimbawa, ng printed module na nawala nila, pwede nilang ma-download ulit. So, halimbawa, na-misplace yung mga modules na nakuha nila sa school, don't need to worry because the files are still available through Google Sites.
Ang galing, sir. So, wala nang excuse, No excuse.
No excuse.
Oo.
Also, learning plans are available here.
Sir, is this a standard for all public schools or this is a strategy from your school?
That's a good question, sir. Actually, magbigay lang po ako ng konting trivia. In the region ng NCR, from the last time I heard, ang meron pa lang daw pong existing na Google Sites from the past ay ang division ng Pasay. At nagulat sila na ang Santo Niño pala sa division of Parañaque ay gumagamit na rin ito. Kaso parang ibang software yung ginagamit nila, sir. Parang ibang provider. Pero na-realize ng schools division na pwede pala na ganito tapos libre pa. Hindi ka magbabayad ng parang subscription para sa maintenance nitong Google Sites kasi this is
for hosting
by Google by free. Yes, sir. So, ito naman ngayon ay ginamit na for benchmarking sa ibang schools. And then later on, alam ko sir, magro-roll out na lahat na ng schools sa Division of Parañaque City will have a website through this example. So, tapos dito rin po available yung feedback form. So, sa mga public schools, alam nyo rin po siguro ito na mahalaga yung feedback ng mag-aaral, feedback ng magulang, every week po ito. So si parent, pupunta na lang po sila dito to answer this form and then submit. So dito nyo po makikita yung integration ng iba't ibang mga Google Workspace tools sa G-Site natin na it makes it collaborative in nature. It makes it comprehensive and yung data and documents are available to viewers. So, i-access lang po nila yan and then submit. Also, sa amin naman po mga teachers, since mahalaga yung log in and log out pa din for attendance, so dito naman po namin ginagamit yun. So, dito lang po kami nag-in and then you will submit this. O let's say mag-out po ako ngayon kasi hindi pa ako nag-out kanina. Dito lang po yung out and then tatanong lang niya ako kung sure na ba ako na mag-out na ako and then I will click submit. And then, sa baba po, makikita ko na dito kung nagtali ba yung aking attendance at tama ba yung in at out ko. And then also class programs, ito naman po integration ng Google Sheets. This is all the product and the brilliance of our school head. Shout out again, Sir Angelo Armas. Thank you for all your efforts.
Ang
So,
idol
ayun po.
natin.
Yan. Dito na po makikita ni parent na yung class schedules ng anak nila. Hanapin na lang nila yung subject, yung section, and yung grade level. Makikita na nila kung anong subject dapat ng anak nila. And then teacher schedules are also available here. This is how we try to be transparent as much as possible to all our stakeholders. Even subject links ng mga Google Classroom, dito rin po nakalagay. Kung halimbawa naligaw si bata, hindi ko alam kung nasa ng Google Classroom to. So, i-click niyo lang po yung mga link na yan para makapasok po siya dun sa Google Classroom niya.
Sobrang galing. Wala akong masabi, sir. Galing.
Yes. So, halimbawa, nag-in ako kanina ng 12:17, nag-out ako ng ganito. So, tama. Also, other projects po ng schools and yung G Suite for Education Integration po namin ay nakalagay din po dito. So, this is my school colleagues, my co-teachers. And then the other projects of the schools. And of course, some more. Makikita nyo po dito and mga other sources, contact us, issuances, even, ayan po, yung mga notices of meeting, advisories, and ito po, syempre, in any organization, mahalaga yung office memorandums. So, i-access lang po yan ni teachers para aware siya. And aside from that, nasasend naman po yan sa mga emails namin. But if they want to use G-Sites, pwede rin po nila yan ma-access dito. So, that's for school community, for school organization na pwede nyo pong gawin. Very effective si Google Sites for all those functions and for all those needs ng school community po ninyo. And then, one last, ito po, I'm very willing to share this to everybody. So, kung makikita nyo po, nakalagay na dyan, yung Results-Based Performance Management System. Before po, pakita ko lang, sample. Ang mga teachers sa public school ay gumagawa ng ganito kakapal na portfolio.
Sir, ilang kopya nga? Ilang kopya yan?
Print ako ng lesson plan ng 10 times. 3 lesson plans. Kaya ganito.
Oh my.
Together with all the observation list, maraming laman list. Kaya naging ganito kakapal. Now, syempre, kung ganito po ang example na meron tayo, this is very actually costly eh. Kasi magpe-print ka ng sobrang dami. Magpapabookbind ka pa and all sorts. Now, through the use of these Google Sites, meron na po tayong pwedeng gamitin na platform para po dito. So ito pong ginawa kong example ay based on the 2019-2020 na RPMS portfolio. So our school is doing our best na every year, sana yung mga teachers ay hindi na po gagawa nito. Nag-start po kami last school year, 2019-2020. So ito po ay ano pa to eh, parang 2018-2019. So nung 2019-2020, ganito na po yung ginagawa naming digital portfolio for our RPMS na binu-view na lang po ng aming mga master teachers, school heads, before they give us our rating for that school year. So kung makikita nyo po dito sa ginawa kong example, ayan, dito po sa right side natin sa may pages, yung mga nilalaman. So halimbawa, for CRA 1, pag kinlik po natin yung Objective 1, ayan, makikita nyo na po kung ano yung hinahanap for that. Tapos means of verification, tapos i-attach nyo na lang po dito sa baba kung ano yung file na ilalagay po ninyo. Usually these are ayan, mga COT tools na ginagamit ng mga master teachers and school heads and coordinators. So pwede po kayong mag-scan ng copy ng COT tool nila, mag-take ng picture, tapos i-attach nyo na lang po dito. And then, easy as that. And then, and yan, lahat po yan ng MOP. So let's say, for example, punta tayo ng CRA 3, Objective 7, ayan, nakalagay na po yung objectives, means of verification, so i-attach na lang po nyo yan dito. So last school year, I'm proud to say that all our teachers was able to create a digitized portfolio for their RPMS. And hopefully, this coming school year ay maging habit pa rin po namin ito. And we also would like to influence other teachers na gumamit din po ng platform na ito for your digital portfolio. So, aside from teachers, pwede rin sa mga bata na i-record po natin kaya kung pinakatama examples kanila. Pero this will make it very environmentally friendly, and at the same time ay mas makakatipid po tayo. Dahil free itong platform na ito, mag-a-attach lang talaga tayo ng mga kinakailangan natin. Tipid sa papel talaga.
Tipid sa papel. Tapos andyan na, no? It's organized for you. Maglalagay ka na lang.
Mag-i-input
very,
ka na
very
lang
nice. Oo, yes. Ang galing. Galing, Sir Alvin.
So, yun
Ako
po yung ilan sa mga examples.
napapangiti nga ako eh. Habang nakikita ko lang yung presentation ni Sir Alvin or yung mga samples niya, napakaganda.
Mm-mm.
Napaka-organized,
Mm-mm.
lahat kompleto.
Mm-mm.
Halatang pinag-isipan at talagang
Yes.
ginugulan ng oras
Shout
para
out po ulit kay Sir
ma-implement.
Angelo Ormas.
Galing talaga ni Sir
Kasi
Armas.
bilib na bilib po talaga ako.
Oo.
Bilib na bilib kami
Ako
at
rin.
mga nanonood. So,
Mm-mm.
um, ito ay pwedeng i-share, tama sir? Sir
Yes sir,
Alvin. So,
yung pinakita ko po sa inyong RPMS digital portfolio template ay willing po kaming i-share sa inyo.
ayan. So,
Generous.
ayan. Message nyo lang po kami.
Opo.
Si Sir Alvin na ang bahala how this will be can be shared. So ayan, share ko lang din po yung other comments kanina. Thank you Ma'am Johanna Bediones. The site is very impressive, Sir Alvin.
Thank you
And
po.
from Ma'am Natasha Kate Cadiz, Sir Alvin ang organize doon naman. Pag ganyan kadami deliverables ko, kalat-kalat na ako. So,
Thank you po. Thank
ayan.
you po.
And then, ayan. Um, napakaganda, ang dami, sa totoo lang po, hindi pa tayo tapos, marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan. Because again, tatlo po kaming lagi nyung nakikita, pero for tonight,
Yes.
we would also like to announce that hindi lang po kami tatlo ngayong gabi at sa mga darating na mga iba pang mga webinars ay dadalas na po ang kanyang visibility, So Sir Alvin, kayo na po ang
Okay. So let us introduce a new member of our group. Ang makakasama na natin sa mga darating pa pong mga virtual talks na gagawin po natin. So let me introduce to you our next new member. He is a grade 10 ICT teacher and also a grade 10 ICT coordinator of SVNHS. Ano nga ulit yung ibig sabihin ng SVNHS nila?
Signal Village
National High School
Yes.
in the division of Taguig. So meron na akong represent from the DepEd group. Also, he is the LMS coordinator of Signal Village National High School. Ito po, he is also a robotics coach of Signal Village National High School. And he is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology in STI College Global City. And take note of this, teachers, graduated cum laude. CTP
Wow.
in Philippine Normal University, Philippine Business of Education, PBED scholar, and is taking Masters in Education, major in Educational Technology in De La Salle University, Manila. He is also a Google certified educator. Drum roll, everybody. Let's all welcome Mr. Kirby D. Kamagay. Good evening, sir.
Good
Hi po.
evening,
Good
Sir
evening,
Kirby.
Good
everyone.
evening.
Good evening, Sir Adrian, Sir Jun, and thanks for that amazing introduction, Sir Alvin. Hi,
Yes,
everyone,
sir.
sa ating mga viewers. Maraming salamat po for staying with us, and thank you for learning with us tonight. Yes, so
Yes.
maraming salamat.
It's so good
Ayan.
to have you with us, sir.
Thank you po. And it's an honor po to be an addition to this wonderful team of Look Beyond. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan, welcome Sir Kirby. Medyo natagalan dahil ang daming magagandang pinresent ni Sir Alvin, ni Miss June at ako din. Pero sa mga nanonood po, baka pasensya na po kung nainip kayo sa paglabas ni Sir Kirby pero nandito na po siya. Right now, he will also discuss and feature some of his best practices and other tips and tricks sa pag-create ng Google site. So, take it away, Sir Kirby.
Thank you, Sir Adrian. So, for our beginning presentation, so I just want to share itong specific activity. It's a website that we created recently for. It's just an activity actually. So to begin, um, pag tayo gusto natin gumawa ng website, unang papasok sa isip natin, most of the time, pang IT yan, pang comsa yan, or somebody who is technical, ay sasabihin, hard-coded. Yan. So, if this is our example, usually ito ay isang sample ng website. And if we want to know kung paano siya kinocode or ginagawa, ganito siya at the background. So if you can see, there are a huge set of codes. There are different sets. For example, ito, maglalagay ka lang ng link. There are statements there that only technical people would understand. Another example here, itong magandang output na to, it's just adding numbers, subtracting, multiplying. And if we look on the back end, ganito kadami yung makikita natin sa kanya. So, ang unang impression or una nating mararamdaman, ang hirap pala gumawa ng website. Ganyan pala ka-complex gumawa ng website. But behold, because merong pag-asa. Diyan papasok si Google Site and Google Site is our hope. Okay? So, for example, here's our sample website. Kung hindi tayo marunong mag-code, kung wala tayong background sa coding, huwag tayong mag-alala dahil si Google ang pag-asa because it gives us the opportunity to utilize drag and drop features. Again, that's drag and drop, meaning kung ano lang yung mga nakikita natin or gusto nating ilagay sa ating website or sa ating page, we can just simply drag and drop it without coding. Okay? So allow me to share some tips on how to lay out your page. Diba? Syempre, we have a different generation of learners. We have a different set of co-teachers. Diba? May mga artsy na teachers, meron dyan mga very keen into the details, and meron dyan nagki-cringe kapag may hindi aligned, kapag may hindi contrasting yung colors. So allow me to share some of the things that I can share. Share and share. Okay? So first one, simulan natin, for example, gumawa tayo ng blank or ng new site. Yan, gaya nung dinemonstrate ni Ms. Jun and ni Sir Adrian kanina. So for example, in my case, I am teaching ICT, Information and Communication Technology. Let's begin with a banner. Diba? Siyempre, hindi tayo papayag na ganito lang yung makikita ng mga students or even ng mga viewers natin. So, we look for an appropriate image. How? Let's hover the mouse, then click the change image button. Then, let's upload. Okay, for this example, I will show the difference or the importance of choosing the right image. Hindi lang dapat kaibigan ang pinipili nating tama. Even the pictures ay dapat tama rin when it comes to uploading, most especially in the header. So for example, ICT coding file na gagamitin natin. So here it is. So what is the first thing na ma-observe natin kapag ganitong uri ng image or background picture yung makikita natin? 'Di ba? Medyo mahirap basahin yung title ng site ng page natin rather, 'di ba? Because there are conflicting text doon sa background. So that's one thing to consider why we don't look for a different picture such as this. And one good thing about Google Sites, nag-a-adjust siya. Sana all marunong mag-adjust, 'di ba? So if we can see, nag-adjust yung color ng text doon sa background to make it readable. And that's the important thing to consider when we lay out our sites in Google Sites. Okay? Next, kanina na-discuss din ni Sir Adrian and ni Ms. John regarding the collapsible text, which we can found here on the right side, the navigation insert. So what if meron na tayong text? For example, we have information and communication technology. For example, this is our heading. Just click lang natin yung option, then choose heading. Then we add another text box. Yan. So for this one, I'll just copy my script. So medyo prepared tayo tonight. Yan. So for example, ganito na yung nagawa ninyo. You even forgot in the first place na meron palang option for collapsible text. In order to do that, make sure na i-hover natin yung text box dito sa 10 dots na makikita natin sa taas niya. Then, drag natin dahan-dahan and make sure mag-underline si header. So, pag makikita na natin, pag hino-hover natin, isang box na lang siya. But hindi pa siya totally collapsible. So, tutok natin ulit sa gitna or we click on the middle part, the in-between, may lalabas na option dyan for collapsible. Okay? So, para saan ba yung collapsible? So, let's try to preview. Halimbawa, we view it on a desktop. Why is it important for us to create collapsible text? Because when creating sites, it is also it is also important to consider the space, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng bombarded lahat dyan. Hindi pwedeng ilalagay natin lahat dyan because it loses the focus of the viewers. It loses the interest of the students because there are a lot to see. Di ba nga tayo palang pag nagpapakita tayo sa PowerPoint, pag sobrang dami ng text, yung mga mata ng mga students natin and ng mga audience natin rather, it feels overwhelming for them. So we can apply the same concept when creating contents in our sites. So this one's collapsible text. What else? So let's go back to the home page. Now, what if we want to insert pages pero may onting trick, may onting modification? So let's add another page. For example, in my case, let's add another concept ng ICT sa DepEd. Let's say computer system servicing. So how do we do that? Again, we go to the right panel, click pages, and click the plus icon and new page. Then let's type computer system. Ito yung title ng ating page. So basically, it will show up in the navigation panel. Ito yung navigation panel natin. Pwede din natin siyang tawaging menu options, pages options. So those are the concepts. Okay? So what if we want to create another page pero makikita lamang siya ng student kapag nag-click tayo dito sa isang specific part. For example, we type computer system servicing. We create this or we change this one into heading as well. Again, we click normal text, then click heading. So for example, ayaw natin siyang makikita doon or ma-access doon ng mga student, but we only want it to be accessed here sa homepage mismo. What do? We click on the pages, hover natin sa computer system servicing na or sa bagong page na ginawa natin. On the right side, we have the fishbowl icon or the more settings or more options. Then we click hide from navigation. What will happen? Hindi na natin siya makikita dito sa taas. Because again, what if we want it to be shown only by clicking this one? So we create link or links by clicking the insert link icon here in the text box. Yan. So meron tayong option kung saan mapupunta or saan magre-redirect once I click the text. So for example, if I click the computer system servicing text here, mapupunta siya sa ating computer system servicing page. So we just choose the computer system servicing page, then click apply. So medyo nagdoble siya because kanina nung nag-insert link tayo, may name dito na nakalagay. Kanina may name na nakalagay. So we can just simply omit that or remove that. And if we try it on the preview option or preview setting, yan. So we won't see the page here on the navigation menu, but instead, if we click the link, it will redirect us into this page. Okay? Next, what else? Let's go to the layout option. 'Di ba? Ito yung pinakamasayang part dito. Kanina, we've been taught by Sir Adrian, kay Miss June, kay Sir Alvin, ng mga contents. Sobrang mahuhusay na contents and very helpful. Now, we we will learn how to organize things, 'di ba? Kasi syempre hindi pwedeng ilalagay lang natin siya lahat. Kailangan ang goal is yung gaya ng ginawa ng mga student ni Miss June, yung mga pinakita ni Sir Alvin kanina. It has to be that organized. Okay? So for example, we have let's create another content here. Ayan pala. Meron na akong nagawang page. So let's just name it mobile photography. Mm, let's choose another header again. So for example, ito na lang. If you will observe, I have chosen images that will allow the text to be read by the viewers. So that's one thing that we also have to consider when creating sites. Okay? So for example, we would like to create contents dito sa ating mobile photography page, for example. So we go to the insert menu on the right panel. Then may option tayo dito for layouts, 'di ba? Basically, we can just simply add pictures, images, bato lang natin dyan. Lagay lang natin dyan. But that's not the best way to do it, most especially in Google Sites, because it has to be presentable. It has or it needs to have an impact to the viewers. Okay? So, one example here, let's choose a layout. I'll choose this one. Yung tatlo. So, yan. So, for example, let me add images. So, just click the up. Sorry, if I went too fast. What I did, nag-click lang po ako ng isang option sa layout. Okay? I'll just click it and automatic, lalabas siya dun sa specific panel. Ito siya kasi, by panel siya. So, for example, we need to add images. Let's just click the plus icon, upload. For example, I'll put 3 pictures. One. We have the second one and third picture. Here we go. Yan. So again, some of us, pwedeng may nagki-cringe sa atin kapag may hindi pantay, kapag may hindi balance sa mga element na nilalagay natin. We can still adjust. For example, on this third picture, pwede natin i-double click yung image. Yan. So we can adjust yung placement ng images. So for example, kasi this is about rule of thirds. Yan. So siguro ganito, okay na siya. Then for example, we click or we add definitions. Mobile settings. Sorry, camera angle pala. Camera angle, for example, mobile settings, and rule of thirds. So again, as much as possible, we don't bombard each element or each content with so much text. So as if we can only add 1 to 2 sentences or 3 to 4 sentences, wag na po tayong gumawa ng essay dito because basically this is a website, not a document, not a thesis page. So as much as we can, let's just put short descriptions para din hindi na lulus yung interest or alam nating babasahin talaga ng mga viewers. Okay? So for example, this is the first content that we put on a certain page. Now we would like to add more here. So if we will consider the old way of inserting content in a web page, ang una nating gagawin dyan ganito. Let's upload another picture. For example, the illustration. Lagay natin sa gitna. Yan. Usually, mga stretch pa nga yung mga pictures. Di ba? Then, we will just add the text here. Yan. So, this is the illustration. Okay. But there's a better way on doing this. I'm not saying na hindi dapat natin to ginagawa, but there are better ways to make sure na may impact yung ating layout. So how do we do that? Again, we can choose on the layout options. Let's just remove this first. For example, the first layout that I will choose is the first option. Yan. Okay. So let's click the plus icon again to upload the image and choose the image. Yan. So, sir, what if naliliitan po ako sa ganyang klase ng picture? There are ways on ensuring na kahit nilalakyan natin yung picture, hindi siya nadidistort. Okay? It's by pressing shift in your keyboard, then drag it. Para kahit igalaw ko ng igalaw yung mouse or yung cursor, hindi madidistort yung image. Because if I will not press the shift button, yan, nadidistort yung image. Okay? So we do that again by pressing shift, then adjust the corners, and make it this way. So now, let's add text. Let me go back to my cheat sheets. Meron tayong cheat sheet dito. So let's choose again. Let's change it to heading and lagyan lang natin ng a little content. Yan. So again, we don't bombard definitions or mga text sa ating site or pages rather. Okay? So those are some ways to make sure or to ensure na malinis yung ating specific page or isang page na ginagawa natin. Sometimes teachers we have the tendency to over design, to put so much mahilig tayo maglagay, sorry to give this kind of example, mahilig tayo maglagay ng flowers, butterfly, what else, rainbow. But sometimes, simple designs are enough. Less is enough. Yeah, for example, yung tinuro ni Sir Adrian kanina, we can just simply change this into this color. Make sure na i-apply natin yung concept ng contrasting. Diba? Kapag dark ang background, make sure na yung mga text ay light. Yan. So if we view that in the preview option, let's click the preview icon. Kahit pa paano, medyo presentable siya, hindi maraming nakikita, and this can also be applicable to some teachers who are minimalist. Actually like me. Like me na walang masyadong nilalagay sa mga usually nga pag mayroon kaming folder, ganito lang, shape lang yung nilalagay ko sa design ng aking folder. Yan, mga ganun lang. Okay, so this is one way to ensure na may impact and proper layouting to make our page a little appealing to the viewers. What else? What if we want to add icons, for example, di ba? Parang mas gusto natin, ayaw natin ng plain text lang. Okay? Dito, pwede tayong mag-import ng mga emojis or ng mga icons sa ibang website. For example, what I do, I visit getemoji.com. This is where we can copy and paste icons. For example, yung home. Ayaw lang natin na home lang siya. So, what we do, we go to pages on the navigation panel, on the right side rather, then click natin yung fishbowl icon, then properties. Yan, so makikita natin dyan, home. Gusto natin lagyan ng emojis. So, one website that I found that will give me access to this kind of emojis is getemoji.com. Then, for example, let's look on the house icon. Hanap lang tayo sa baba. And what we do, highlight lang natin yung specific icon na napili natin, then click copy or Control-C. Then we go back, then paste it in the beginning or in the end. Pero ako ito na lang, before. Then let's just click done. And for example, we also want to add icons dun sa content para pantay sila. Hanap tayo ng, for example, ano kayo pwede? Book or page. Mm, medyo marami tayong pwedeng hanapin dito. Maraming option. So, here, for example, ito na lang. Yan. So, highlight lang natin, then copy. And let's go back to the pages. Click lang natin yung fishbowl icon, properties, and paste. Yan. So, if we will view, makikita natin, medyo mas appealing na siya, medyo mas may dating na siya because we have a graphical icons to our pages. Hindi lang siya dito limited sa mga menu. Pwede natin siyang ilagay even sa title, even sa text, lalo kung gumagawa tayo sa ating desktop. Okay? I'm down to my last thing, last suggestion na pwede kong ma-share. We will step outside the layout option, but this is more of announcement. Diba? May mga bagay na mahirap hanapin sa ating website, may mga rather sa ating Google site, but in order to emphasize specific thing, for example, I want my ICT class to watch the Look Beyond videos if they want to pursue edtech in the future. Pag gusto nila maging teacher sa susunod, then they want to specialize in educational technology, then I can highlight specific activity here. How do we do that? Okay, let's look on the upper right portion and look for the gear icon or the settings icon. Then, hanapin natin yung announcement banner. And it will lead us to this. Okay? So, sabi, announcement banner will be displayed above our site. So, of course, we will have to enable it. Then we choose a banner color. Again, another concept in layouting, we have to make sure na yung pipiliin nating color should get the attention of the viewer. Diba? Nagbigay tayo ng announcement, color white naman. Paano siya mapapansin, right? So, for example, we set it into a color red. Yeah. For example lang, ganyan. Then, for the message, watch the video, the edtech videos. For example, click here. For the button label, ito yung label nung button or yung i-click ng mga viewers. So, for example, click to visit channel or click to visit the channel. Yan. Oops. Yan na lang. Click to visit channel. Okay. So, for example, here are our labels. For the link, medyo may baon din tayo. Ready tayo dyan. Of course, the Look Beyond YouTube site. Correct me, Sir Adrian, if tama po ba ang ating link. Look Beyond the Classroom, right? Baka ibang
Yes.
page to. Naku, malalagot
Tama,
ako kay
sir.
Sir Adrian.
Tama yan.
Iba ang na-promote natin. Lagot ako. Sige. Thank you po. So again, we paste the link here and we have the option where we can enable the open in new tab or if hindi natin chinek yan or in-enable, mawawala tayo dito or itong mismong page, 'di ba? For example, naka-visit dito yung viewer, i-lead talaga siya doon sa site or sa link na na redirect. So, I suggest we click on the open in new tab. Then the visibility, it gives us options. Makikita lang ba siya sa homepage or sa lahat ng pages? If we choose the all pages, it's all on the home, computer, system, servicing, and on the content. Okay? So if we do that, wala namang save option dito. We'll just close it by pressing the X button and it's gonna show up immediately here. So if we will notice, kapag nag-click tayo to visit channel, sorry, para mas makikita natin, let's click the preview icon. Yan. So, click to visit channel. If we do that, mag-open siya ng bagong link, tab where it leads us to the link that we set. So, Basically, here it is. And I think that's it. Here are the ways on, here are some tips on improving the layout or some techniques that you can apply in ensuring that you get the attention, you improve the appeal of your site, of your page, and make sure that everything is readable and visible. Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Sir Kirby. Dami ko natutunan dun,
Thank
sir.
you.
Ako rin, sir. Thank you very much. Gusto ko yung mga emojis.
Yes po. Yun, sobrang ano po, sobrang magagamit talaga natin, lalo yung mga bata ngayon. Very visual.
Oo,
Gusto nila
tama.
lagi may nakikita.
Mm-mm.
Tsaka gusto ko
Thank
yung
you, sir.
strategy mo, sir, na as much as possible, dapat minimalist to sustain the interest of our viewers.
Yes.
Yes po.
Napakaganda. Actually, kami ni Miss June tsaka ni Sir Alvin, normally yan, we just butt in during the discussion. No? Kaya talagang kanina, kitang-kita mo kanina, kami tatlo. So, congrats, Sir
Nakinig
Kirby.
kami.
Oo, nakinig kami. So, kudos to Sir Kirby at napakadami nating inauwi or rather naitago na mga pwede nating i-apply in our website. Sa totoo lang naisip ko, parang gusto kong gumawa ulit bukas or gusto kong i-revise yung iba kong mga nagawa na website. So it's really important to consider, maliban dun sa paggawa ng website per se, ay yung mga things to remember, like for example, colors, no? If you're using a darker color, the font should be light or lighter. So ang daming dapat din nating makonsider. Hindi lang natin siya dapat ilalagay na parang tinatapon lang. Maybe
Yes,
we
sir.
can do
Yes.
that in the beginning, but we have to or still make it organized. Kasi ang goal natin dito ay visually engaging. Ang goal natin dito ay para sa mga estudyante. So, again, gagawin na rin natin, galingan na natin, or we give our best, or we give our best. So, ayun. Napaka-inspire. Actually, ako personally na-inspire ako sa mga share ninyo na mga practices. Again, tonight's session is not just to come up with a topic, just to talk about just Google sites. We're actually really here to share whatever we are currently practicing. We are here to also hopefully inspire other educators and other individuals kahit hindi po nagtuturo, no? Basta interesado. Again, what we are teaching are kumbaga nakapatch as a teacher or sa practices ng mga guro, pero all the things that we are featuring can also be implemented in other fields kung kayo po ay nasa into other industries. Before that, let's just do some of the comments and flash it. Ma'am Marika Rakisa, thank you, Team Look Beyond the Classroom. Thank you very much, ma'am. At kayo'y nakakapit pa din po until the very, almost, not yet the end of our session. Ma'am Johanna Bediones, simple to help to catch the attention of the students. Agree, less is more. Great job, Mr. Kirby. Ayun. Then we have Ma'am Charmaine Yazmi. Thank you, Mr. Kirby. This can be also used in the corporate setting. More productive session. Hashtag look beyond the classroom. Thank you very much. You got this. Maraming salamat po. Nagkakaroon na tayo ng gumagamit po hashtag look beyond the classroom. So if you like our content, if you want to repost, or maybe if you have created your own website and you want to share it in your social media account, don't forget to Look Beyond the Class para makita rin namin ang inyong mga gawa in the coming days. Thank you very much. Then, there. Dami, no? Sa totoo lang yung mga tinuro kanina, ano pa yun eh, madami pang pwedeng ilabas eh. Napakadami pa, pero we only have like, we've been running already for, wala pang 2 hours, pero again, gusto kong pasalamatan si Sir Kirby for doing, for presenting, no? Napakaganda. It's actually, it's a new, it's a, ano ba, very refreshing, no? To a new face.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is the first among the many na makakasama pa natin si Sir Kirby.
Yes, hindi pa niya alam, pero in-announce na natin. But yun nga, Google Sites pa lang yan. Pero nabanggit ni Sir Alvin kanina, may background si Sir Kirby ng robotics. May background si Sir Kirby.
Ako matuturuan na tayong gumawa ng robot.
Diba?
So, sabay-sabay natin aralin.
Oh, yes.
So napakadami. So binusog na tayo talaga kanina ni Miss June pa lang sa best practices ng mga students niya, how she implements her websites, how she crafts her website specifically for her subjects. Sir Alvin naman he taught us how to use websites as kumbaga as a main tool for the whole system, for the whole school system to streamline everything in one. So making it easier for the parents, for the teachers, and the students to monitor all the things or all the digital items, no, or materials na yung tulad ng modules na convert into digital materials. So makikita po ninyo, these are, kumbaga pa lang to eh, Google Sites pa lang to. Kumbaga, we're already familiar with all the other Google tools. Let's try it out. Let's not be, wag tayo matakot. Yun, no? Di ba, Miss June? Ano nga ba yung lagi yung sinasabi for the teachers?
Ako, lagi natin sinasabi na as teachers, we should not be afraid to explore. Explore an app or anything. Kasi nga, in our journey, laging kasama natin si undo button. Lagi siya ganyan. So if ever we make a mistake, we can always just undo. So just explore, have fun with tinkering, no? The only way, ito lagi ko rin sinasabi, the only way to learn an app is to tinker with it, no? So ganun din naman. So siguro with anything that you want to learn, dapat talaga constant practice. Yun, tsaka yun, yeah, the need to improve, no, yourself, and as a teacher, no, upskill also the skills of your students. So yun nandun na lahat. Yun, so yun, thank you sa inyo kasi ang dami, every time we have a session like this, ang dami kong natututunan sa inyong mga kabataan. So I'm thankful to be part of this team.
We're also happy, Miss June, na part ka ng Look Beyond team.
Thank you, boss.
Would still like to read more. Siguro let's try to close it ng exactly 10 o'clock so we have more minutes to show and her comments. Ayan, ma'am. Galing at pogi ng teacher ko, Sir Kirby Idol.
Wow.
Idol.
Thank you, Sir.
Talagang
Less than ba, sir?
You gave us more insights, additional items to remember, not just for not just for the students but for the teachers also, no, not to also remember these points. Then we have Ma'am Michelle Tagle. This is very informative even for us not teachers. Thank you very much. Ayan, salamat po sa pagnood.
Teachers pala tayo kasama.
Thank you.
Ma'am Joanna, the teacher is the best instructional material in the classroom, but it's a great plus if we can engage them in these platforms, especially in today's setting. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you very much din po ulit,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Ma'am Joanna. And then thank you for that, Miss June from Miss
Thank
Maricora.
you. Thank you, ma'am.
Ayun. Sir Alvin, how about you?
Ayun nga, sir. So, sana yung mga teachers I agree with what Miss June said earlier na we really need to explore for us to figure out, enjoy the extremes and the limits of all these application and tools. Gusto ko lang i-quote din yung sinabi sa amin ng aming school head, no, sir, na you can never give what you do not have. So how can we really engage our students to make use of these tools if we are not, familiar with all of this and if we are
True.
not exploring enough? Some of this, our students, especially yung mga Gen Z, they get easily acquainted with these tools. Kasi, yun nga po, alam natin na they are digital natives already and yung mga ganitong bagay, basta i-expose mo lang yan sa kanila, yakan-yakan na nila yung gamitin, for sure. And
Yes.
sana lang talaga ma-utilize natin uh, to make it effective. Kasi kung hindi natin siya gagamitin, wala po talaga mangyayari. It's all for free. You just need to explore, like what Miss June said.
Yes.
Ayan.
Yun, sir.
I'm trying to read. I'm not sure if we are seeing all the comments.
And we have
I am
comments from
also
Facebook
reading
din,
sa
sir.
ating Facebook. Ayan.
Yes, yes.
Sa Facebook naman, Ma'am K. Marquez, ang galing po talaga. Sir Ronald Jimenez, wow, very impressive, Sir Alvin. Congrats,
Po.
Sir Kirby. Very educational po. Kudos po, mga educators. Salamat po. So, ayan. We'll try to read more of your comments. Hopefully, when we end this session, you can still watch this on our YouTube channel and in our Facebook page. The other one also, we would just like to plug some um, some items, no? So we are Look Beyond Digital Learning Solutions company. Sa ating YouTube tayo po ay Look Beyond the Classroom, but we also offer other training services if you are interested to bring us in your school. So we have different trainings that we currently offer. We have basic Google Workspace training, distance learning strategies. We have a leveled up distance learning strategies, which is TLS 2.0. We have Google Certified Educator training for level 1, level 2. We have Google Workspace Admin Console training. We have strategies including video lectures for asynchronous teaching. So we have a couple of trainings to offer. Maliban sa Google tools, we also put in other other tools. So not just Google, marami pa pong iba na tina-try namin na ilagay to make the teachers flexible, to to still also offer couple of applications for the students. Then we also do consultancy for your school. We also have repair and services. So if your concern is your maintenance for your laptops and your desktops, you can contact us at lookbeyond.ph@gmail.com. So we do currently this servicing for the areas Parañaque, Las Piñas, Muntinlupa, Pasay. Pag umabot po ng Taguig kay Sir Kirby na po ipapasa. No, but joke lang po. But again, you can just message us if you have concerns regarding your, repair for your maintenance sa inyong laptops. Then we also have a curated content. So, maliban po sa aming mga webinars every other Fridays, we also release regular episodes po ng ating Look Beyond the Classroom where we feature different applications. Short but really interesting. Ayan. Then, what else? Then, abangan nyo lang po sa aming Facebook page. We will be releasing also a survey for all, for everybody, na to know more of what you need for your school or for your professional development, for us to be able to do or customize more trainings for your growth. Ayan. So abangan nyo po. Just follow us on Facebook. It's just look for Look Beyond. Look Beyond. Yun, Look Beyond. So, ayan. Then, there. So, Sir Kirby,
Yes po.
kamusta po
Sir,
kayo? Ay,
first of all, I would like to thank you the three of you. Maraming salamat po for this opportunity. And kanina, nagtataka nga ako super tahimik. Tapos pag view ko, nakatitig nga kayo pala talaga lahat. So sabi ko, sige, laban. So, yun. And I would also like to thank the viewers. I noticed po, meron tayong mga random audience here where some of them are not yet teachers. I think applying teacher na tong audience natin na ito, and some of the viewers, I think they are IT persons in the company like Miss Gasmin. Yan. So ang ganda lang din that Look Beyond is also inspiring, or nagtatranscend tayo not only to teachers but even to other professionals, 'di ba? Na we can imagine na pwede palang matuto not only the teachers but outside the academic or education aspect. So yun, maraming salamat. Marami pa po tayong dapat matutunan at share. Tutok lang mga viewers sa Look Beyond page, both in Facebook and in YouTube. Yan po.
ayan. Thank you, Sir Kirby. So, ayan. Natapos na naman ang ating session for tonight. Ako naman on my end, it might be overwhelming for the teachers and other viewers. But again, for this one, practice po. Yun po talaga ang kailangan natin. And let's also not be too hard on ourselves. This takes time, practice, and getting assistance from other people, especially our students, would also help us. No? Even kung teacher po tayo or even kung sa ibang field po tayo. No? Kami po ay nandito. We will just announce some of our future content dahil pang-anim pa lang naman po ito at madami pa po ang ilalabas namin ng mga content. So again, tutok lang po sa Look Beyond Facebook page and Look Beyond the Classroom on YouTube for our future content. So ayan po. With that, we'd like to thank all of you for spending the Friday night with us. And I think we can conclude for tonight that we have finished the week stronger. Strong, no? Strong even, yun nga, stronger, no? Dahil
Stronger.
we ended this training na meron tayo ulit bago natutunan. Ayan, with that, we'd like to thank everybody and good night. See
Thank
you
you.
all
Good night.
next session.
Thank you po. Good night.
Good night and
Bye.
thank you, everyone.